All right, welcome to NBC News Daily. We begin along the Gulf Coast of Florida, where people are racing to either evacuate or make last-minute preparations with only hours to go before Idalia is set to slam the state. The National Weather Service is warning people to prepare for flash flooding and potentially deadly storm surge. Idalia officially reached hurricane status today.
Forecasters say it will likely become an extremely dangerous Category 3 hurricane by the time that it actually makes landfall tomorrow morning. Idalia could be the strongest hurricane to hit Florida's Big Bend region in more than 70 years. So far, nearly 24 counties have already issued evacuation orders. That's about a third of the entire state. Earlier today, Governor Ron DeSantis said more than 5,000 National Guardsmen are standing by, along with nearly 6,600 search and rescue crews.
This morning to be able to make your final preparations. If you are in one of those areas that's in line for some of the major storm surge and you're told to evacuate, you have time to do that. But you got to do that now.
All right, we have team coverage from all angles. NBC News meteorologist Bill Karins is tracking Idalia's movements. But first, NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson is in Cedar Key, right in the crosshairs of the hurricane. Hey there, Priscilla. We know that officials there, they're ordering folks to leave the island right now because they may not actually be able to get across the bridge once that hurricane hits. Is that sort of the reality there? Are most people leaving at this point?
Yeah, Morgan, as you can see, this street is almost empty. Just an hour ago, there were cars lined up here continuing those hurricane preps, but it appears that folks are getting out. And these are some of the preps that we're seeing. This is a business that is almost entirely glass. And what they have decided to do is open the windows here and in the back of the business, hoping that they will allow that water with up to 15-foot storm surge, 150-mile-per-hour winds to just flow through this business. They're hoping that it will allow this building to remain standing. And that is what folks are worried about. These businesses are right along the waterfront. We saw another business owner just a short ways down, literally clearing out everything from her shop, putting it in a moving van because folks are very worried. I want to play a bit of sound from both of these business owners. Take a listen.
This is one of the few times that we've actually evacuated the whole store. But it's pretty nerve-wracking to see it coming right at you.
We're under a lot of stress. We don't know what to foresee at this point. We know what to expect of these storms. We don't take it lightly.
And this is one of those counties that is under a mandatory evacuation order. Folks have until 4 p.m. today to get out, but already it appears that people are getting on the road and heading inland. Morgan, Vicki?
It is good to hear, Priscilla, that people are heeding the warnings. We always seem to see, though, some people stay. They look to ride out the storm. What is the state doing to prepare for those folks?
Yeah, so two big messages for those folks. One is folks need to act now, and if they are under that evacuation order, they need to leave. The governor really emphasizing that it does not mean that you have to go hundreds of miles. It could just mean going 10 to 20 miles up the road to get further inland, to get on higher ground and potentially protect yourself. And the other thing that the governor is really emphasizing is that anyone who is in this storm's path needs to be prepared to lose power. So if that means filling up on gas, getting those non-perishable items, because they could be without power for several days after this storm makes its way through. Vicki, Morgan?
An important public safety message. Priscilla Thompson, thank you so much. We want to bring in Bill Karins now. Bill, it seems like the biggest threat, at least along the coast, is going to be the storm surge. How bad could it get? And when will Florida start to feel the effects of this hurricane?
It's already starting, but the main peak of this is going to be late tonight and then the first half of tomorrow. That's when we expect the high water line during the high tide in the morning. So the Hurricane Center says, as expected, it's increasing in intensity. We haven't seen much change in the track, and that's good because with Ian, we had a lot of changes in the last 48 hours before landfall. This storm has been heading towards the Big Bend. If anything, it's shifting a little bit to the west. If we're looking towards the highest winds, who's going to go through the eye with the biggest chance of wind destruction? That would be towards Perry, Florida, Cross City, Florida, with Tallahassee and Gainesville on each side of that, depending if we get any last-minute shifts. But we could have a upper-end Category 3, maybe even a low-end Category 4 at landfall. As far as the storm surge goes, we're going to be watching that in a couple areas. Obviously, Florida, we'll get to that in a second, but also that storm surge Sunday evening during the full moon high tide at 8 p.m. in Savannah. That water is going to be high, possibly top 10 all time. So we'll keep an eye on that. Charleston, same for you, but it looks like the timing of it maybe as you're going out of high tide, so it could help you. So we'll we'll watch that story. And as far as the forecast goes, everything has been pretty consistent up here towards the Big Bend. The black line is the Hurricane Center forecast. Notice a lot of the lines are to the left of that. So all of our friends in the Tallahassee area are watching this very closely. It doesn't take much of a shift at all. And all of a sudden, this big forested area with a ton of trees could be dealing with high winds, enough to have a significant damage to the trees and, of course, power lines. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then this was the big update, this 10 to 15-foot storm surge. This is not beach in Florida. This is a swampy area. We showed you what Cedar Key looks like. That's a population of about 700 on the coast. It's almost like an island in itself. But there's no other real communities on the beaches here, in the swampy areas that we have to worry about. Further to the south, this is the high populated areas. They'll be dealing with that storm surge tomorrow morning. That'll be the worst of it for the Tampa area.
Yeah, it'll be also interesting to see if it actually picks up speed once it hits the ground there. NBC News meteorologist Bill Karins following the latest for us. Bill, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.